someone like me coming to class like this, but you know, hopefully it can only improve these guys' talent and ability by following me a little bit, and you know, I'm sure that they'll be beating me, you know, soon. So, but I'll be giving my best shot and giving them a run for their money. So it's awesome.
Well done, Dennis. Thank you very much. Here he goes, man about glass, and our Pro Twin winner, Dennis Charlotte. Go Canterbury.
All right, out on the track there we have the 8-lap, it says it's an 8-lap, yes, it's an 8-lap race indeed for the Superlight, used to be called Formula 3, and a great start for Johnny Lewis out there on the number 54 bike, third in New Zealand last year. Gavin Veltmeyer, he was out there as well, and right up there in second place on the track is Sean Harris. Now, Sean Harris is a man that's been around motorcycling forever, had a massive crash at the Isle of Man some 8 or 10 years ago, and has been sort of up on blocks since, decided he wanted to do a comeback and that sort of thing, and a lot of people said, oh, you've had it, Sean, you've had it, Sean, and look, well, as I say that, he's gone right through into the lead, although gets pushed back into second place. So Sean rode the same motorcycle in the Formula 2 class for the Suzuki Series and had some, I think, fourths at the Cemetery Circuit. The Cemetery Circuit and the Suzuki Series have a Formula 2 class where you can hop the bikes up. When you get to New Zealand Superbike Championship level, the Super Sport class, you're not allowed to port heads and all this. Well, this is a 10-year-old bike. It has been hotted up, so ineligible for Super Sport here at the New Zealand Superbike Championship, so he turns it into a 450cc 3-cylinder bike, and out there, and look how fine. This bike was a 4-cylinder 3 weeks ago, not even that, 2.5 weeks ago, and now it is a 3-cylinder. He's out there and lying there in second place and has poked his nose into first place. So a massive battle out there for the ultralight class there, the superlight class, the Hoogie Racing class there, as they do their first lap of 8 laps. And it was Gavin Veltmeyer, followed by Sean Harris, Johnny Lewis, Scott Sutherland there in fourth spot, Matthew Hugenboozem on the hired Honda. He has a Suzuki 3-cylinder machine for this job, but unfortunately that didn't make it to the racetrack due to not mechanical issues, just time, and the person that's assembling it never got round to doing it and finishing it off. So that's a machine of Matthew Hugenboozem. Was actually lucky enough, I think he's, I did talk to him, Andrew Rudd's one of the previous owners of this bike, if not the current owner, that he managed to hire the bike off. So it's good to see Matthew Hugenboozem out there on the number 7 machine, normally used to the Suzukis, but he's out there in the 4th position on the Hondas. So super light there. He was the, like it says, he was the 5th spot. Then it was Mike Talbot, Jacob Stroud, you've heard him in the commentary box, he's on number 11. James Knowles, Grant Robinson, Max Olsen there, rounding up about the top 10 or 11. Look at that, Formula 3, it used to be, it is the Superlight class here at the New Zealand 2016 Championships, and Sean Harris is back out in the front and opening up a bit of a lead. Would you believe this when you come to this meeting, Neil Ritchie? I guess on the form he had at the Cemetery Circuit, a street circuit, mate. This guy's on fire again. And
it's great to see. In fact, I wanted to have a chat to him because, as you well know, Spider, you talked to him today about the presentation courtesy of Eurobike that's got a Regina chain to give away to an improved rider rookie effort here today. And when I started talking, he said, talk to Spider. He said, I'm busy here at the moment. I want to concentrate and get on with what I'm doing here to prep for this bike. And I thought Sean, who's normally been the guy that's been out to balance things, but I'll tell you what, totally focused on what he was doing out here. And to think that it's the same guy that we all said would never race again. And for those that knew just how close he was to the other side of the skies for his crash at the Isle of Man a few years ago, Spider, this is a fantastic story to be talking about. That man again, Sean Harris, well over 40 years of age, is back. And of course, Mr. Milo, as we saw on TV earlier in the year.
Yeah, and I was talking to him, he's saved his money. He hasn't got a lot of money, as most of us are like that, but he's got one new tyre for this weekend. He said that's for the New Zealand GP title. So he's going around scrounging second-hand tyres and is qualified on that. And now look at him, he's got about 15 to 25 bike links out in front of him, but a good strong showing there in second spot from Gavin Veltmeyer. We slipped back to third. The screen's coming and going for us. A massive battle on there for third, fourth and fifth, Neil.
Yeah, great to watch indeed. Watching this Hoogie Racing, and Hoogie, of course, are their Hugenboozem family, and man, oh man, so much respect for this family. 3 great boys that are all on the track. In fact, even at Timaru last year, Super Dad Bill was out there, but he's an assistant steward here today. And of course, Mum Diane, well, she's Wonder Woman extraordinaire, and helping with the club and the organisation. It's great to be a part of that working committee that have put on this fantastic Underground Brown opening leg of the NZSBK Championship. So, Team Hoogie, so much respect for them. They are fantastic. So, more than just supporting supporting their three great boys, but supporting motorcycling here in Canterbury and putting it back into our motorcycle sport with sponsoring the class as well. So that's where the Hoogie comes from, the nickname for the Hoogenboozem family, with Matthew out there on that Suzuki. So we'll be keen to look out another 450, of course, where we have, and we understand that there's not too many countries that follow foot with this, and the New Zealand racing scene has got these bikes on board. And we saw last year with the fantastic championship as taken by Avalon Biddle, and I must say that very disappointed that Avalon hasn't made the top 4 in the finalists for the Halberg Award after being an early nomination last month, but this year the announcement out, and unfortunately the mainstream media wins again, and motorcycling doesn't get to have a say at who in fact is the great one. But all we can hope for is that there is at least some recognition for Scott Dixon, so that they keep motorsport on the radar, even though it's 4 wheels. Please, more importantly, it is motorsport, for people to understand the effort that these people are putting in is the elite of the sportsmanship in all endeavours, because hey, when you've got somebody that's got massive teams or millions behind them, they can then take an opportunity. Spider, you're spotting something here.
Oh, I'm just looking around at Brendan Green down on the start, and he's writing out a number on the blackboard, which is for a jump start. And it looks like number 21 had a jump start there in the Superlight class. So number 21, Mike Talbot on the YZ 450. So it's quite late in the race to be doing that. They've got to advise the person during the race, and there will be a 20-second penalty. So number 21, Mike Talbot. Let's look out what's happening on the track. It is still Sean Harris out in the front and moving through in from 3rd place. Matthew Hoogenboozem's passed Gavin Veltmeyer and gone there into 2nd place. So it is Hoogenboozem in 2nd, Gavin Veltmeyer 3rd. Looks to be like Johnny Lewis there, but it is that tight there. There's 2 to 3 bike lengths between them all. They're not stretching out at all like some of the other classes we've seen today. That's 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and I think in 5th place it might be young Jacob Stroud here on the 11 machine. In fact, the colour is a little bit different. Is that Jacob Stroud there in 5th place, or is it no, indeed it is the number 12 machine of Scott Sutherland. And here we have number 11, the lighter blue colour of Jacob Stroud there. Already had a motor change today, so don't know whether this he had some wins in the Suzuki series, didn't he, Jacob?
Yeah, early on, Hampton Downs, I think. Yes, yeah, pretty sure, Spider. Yep.
Yeah, and that was massive racing there. We also had in amongst the mixers the NSR, hello, we got a black flag here, the NSR 300 of, who's the young guy that come back for after a couple of years. That's another series anyway, let's not worry about all that. That's right, there we got a black flag maybe for number 12.
Well, the number only means displayed and the flag to be waved, so there is something that the officials have picked up on, and maybe if they don't stop, they'll look to pick him up again. I think it's more than a 20-second board, Spider, but they're not seriously in contention at the moment, so it doesn't create a real bit of drama from the podium point of view, but it does mean that these riders now have got something on. Now, we talked about lap records and standings before. The old F3 are now called Superlight class lap record with Jason Easton on the Tigcraft 550, and of course that was the original, started its life as a 400, went to a 426, went out to a 450, and then Bingo had the big Aprilia twin put inside of it for the 550. So it's the Tigcraft bike, that's the British built frame and chassis, rolling chassis, and then had a number of various engines inside the bike. And Jason Easton out of Shannon in the Manawatu holds the lap record, and that little machine was an absolute rocket. I tell you what, it was a hand grenade, because it got a lap record and then I think disintegrated from memory. Oh, looking at a change, watching out for an Hoogie Racing, and our super lights down here, and indeed there we go. So keep looking out for that one. 37.7 in there. I tell you what, Sean Harris and Matthew Hoogenboozem, and looking at our best time in there at a 1:39. These guys 2 seconds off the Jason Easton at lap time, so I don't think we're going to see lap records broken this weekend. 2 seconds is an amazing amount to catch up on these little bikes, but more importantly, what a great race unfolding out here. And look at that distance, 1, 2, here goes the Matthew Hoogie pounce, there it is. Hoogie down on the inside, Matthew to get through. Can he make it stick? Matt Hoogenboozem into the hairpin, the HPE corner. Oh, he might have gone too wide. Sean Harris back, yes. Sean Harris back and holding on to that lead, yes. Made it stick, put all the pressure on. Beautiful bit of racing. When you're going to lose it through the approach to pothole, out of pothole, now called Icom, down into the HPE hairpin, and I'll tell you what, that was super close and tight. Sean Harris, all those years of experience, knew exactly what to do, and that's brake harder and come up on the inside. He made the corner tighter, and of course, in going in under speed, it was Matt Hugenbosom that had to slightly overshoot the exit of the corner, left the gap wide enough, Harris through to claim it back. So the lead changing twice within about 300 metres on the track. Back with Sean Harris at the moment, who keeps the race pace up here on the double T1 chassis shack supported Suzuki GSXR 450. The man from New Plymouth in the Taranaki being pushed along by the local, and keeping it all with a very, very tight little bunch. And remembering we over the back we sort of had a 2-2. We had a 2, then a bit of a gap. I tell you what, third place now in Johnny Lewis, making all the moves to get up through there. So look out for Johnny. He could be the hot shot. He was, of course, best qualifier. The J. Lewis building, Ctas.co.nz, Colourbox, BSM, Nelson Man, right on the tail as well. And for that matter, the fourth place to look for will be another one of Gavin Veltmeyer. So Gavin just finding the gaps open up a little bit on the man in front of him at this stage, Johnny Lewis. So look out for the update, because I tell you what, Gavin Veltmeyer, the number 3 on the GVR, that's Gavin Veltmeyer Racing, Coleman supported, rider out of Auckland, Gavin Veltmeyer in a very incredible fourth place. So awesome foursome there, Spider, and the update for that class. Could it be a change coming up?
Well, we're looking at them going to the hairpin, and a bit of a change there for third and fourth maybe, but the first two there, it is still Sean Harris, followed very, very closely by Matthew Hugenbosom, but might have seen a bit of swapping around there and back to where it was. It was Johnny Lewis in third and Gavin Veltmeyer in fourth. A bit of a lonely distance back down there to Scott Sutherland, and then we go to number 11, Jacob Stroud there on the Greg Percival machine, the that's a Yamaha 450, isn't it?
Jeepers, you've all of a sudden made me... yes, it was.
It's a Yamaha 450.
Yep. That's the same bike that...
Avalon rode here last year. Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like grandfather's Axie. I see on the chat line people are asking which motor it is. Is it the one for the Suzuki series? No, it doesn't matter. It's a motor. It's out there. We're doing it. What a massive race here for the ultralight, superlight class here, sorry. Coming into the dipper. It is still those top 3 bikes out there in the front, and Matthew Hugenbosom has made a bit of a break, but there'd only be 8 bike lengths into it. It is still Sean Harris in second place, but he's right on his tail as Johnny Lewis. They line up towards the front straight here. Remember, the person on the front's the most disadvantaged, because they've got to break the wind, although there's not that much of there's too much of a gap to get a decent bit of slipstreaming as they go down that front straight. Still in that order, and in fourth spot it would have been Gavin Veltmeyer there. He's not out of the picture for a podium here as well, as we've got 1 lap to go. The white flag is out. This is the final lap. It is Matthew Hugenbosom. We're looking through the cash rewards. They're coming into the Icon corner, and Harris is winding up the wick, closing in there. 4 to 5 bike lengths. There's nothing in it. Can Harris dive in under the brakes? He's going to try, but I don't think he's going to make it up into the hairpin, but not. In fact, he did. Right up on the inside, pushes Matthew Hugenbosom up a little bit. That was a fair move, I think, and a change of position. Hugenbosom won't like that. Remember, it is his local track as well, so he'll know all the way around. And the big thing is we've got a lap coming up. I'd see out of the Christchurch Carasino corner into the next corner, we might come across that lapper, so that might change things totally.
I'll tell you what, Hugenbosom needs to watch it, because Matt under some blood pressure there as the fight is coming as well, as we look for the 3-way battles. Look out for Johnny Lewis, folks. Johnny on the move at the moment, the number 54 back in there, because he's right there, and there we are. Look at that, all on the inside, and back with Hugenbosom in the advantage. Look for the lapper, there goes Johnny Lewis around the outside of the lapper. Now for Sean Harris, all on his own at the stage to look through there. Watch the inside run coming from Lewis. Can he make it stick? No, not yet. So it will be Hugenbosom, Harris and Lewis to go through there, 1, 2 and 3, and I'd suggest for here Matt Hugenbosom to take it all the way. Should be nothing wrong with his exit out of the Rock FM sweeper from Avon City Ford, and a run along the main straight. Come on, Canterbury, your hands together, the South Island do it, and there it is, Matt Hugenbosom. What about the next fight going on? 37 just there ahead of the 54 of Johnny Lewis. So well done, Hugenbosom to take the win. Fantastic from Matt, all that experience out of the Christchurch Casino Carousel. Was all the hard work was done coming down to the S's on the inside braking, and in actual fact in the end I think that lapper probably paid a little bit in the favour of Matt Hugenbosom. He could read it better, and it took the advantage. Sean, I don't think certainly nothing wrong with the lapper, absolutely not, but it was more the point that Matt could read that better and took the opportunity, because A, going past the lapper, and also